Welcome back to the turret in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Axis and Allies YouTube brethren. This is the anniversary edition game, version 1941, between LT and Corporal Panda as the Axis, as Axis, certain Axis countries, and Captain Jack and Private Joe as certain Ally countries. Anyway, so this is the US turn, mainly controlled by Captain Jack, and so we're getting ready to do the round two turn for the US. So for their production for this round, they are going to produce one transport, one artillery, one infantry, and one artillery for 14, one carrier for 14, and one battleship for 20. So that totals 48. So they'll be placing those units at the end of the round. All right, so as far as combat moves, we've got one combat move here, which will be an auto kill. This fighter from the UK is going to travel 2 sea spaces and take out this pesky German transport that we've been trying to get rid of since the beginning of the game. And that fighter will have 2 spaces left during the non-combat phase. We also have one bomber from the UK traveling 3 spaces into Berlin to bomb the factory there. So we'll see what happens there. And then the last battle will be the 2 transports and 2 destroyers that were in Sea Zone 10. We'll pick up 2 infantry and 2 artillery, bring them across the Atlantic, and first have a sea battle with this lone German U-boat, and then hopefully, if everything survives, do a amphibious assault landing in Gibraltar. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the bombing run first. All right, so here we go. Here's the roll for the anti-aircraft gun in Berlin going against the American bomber. Here's the roll. And it is a miss. So now we'll roll a d6 die to see what kind of damage was done to the factory. All right, 5 damage. So that'll make a total of 6 damage on the Berlin factory. Next, we'll do the sea battle in Sea Zone 12. So the US has 2 destroyers, so 2 green hit die. They have 2. Oh, we'll just roll those first because we got a multiple black die here. All right, so here is the roll for the U.S. destroyers. And there's a hit. So the German U-boat has been destroyed. Now it gets to defend at 1 black hit die. And here's the roll for the German sub. And it was a miss. All right. We'll get the amphibious. Actually, we won't worry about setting up the amphibious attack. So that'll take care of the sea battle. All right, so for the amphibious assault landing in Gibraltar, we have 2 infantry supported by 2 artillery for the U.S. So that'll be 4 green hit die going into the cup. And the Germans will, the Italians will have 1. Okay, yeah, we'll have to roll that separately because they'll be rolling a green hit die as well. All right, so here's the roll for the U.S. amphibious assault force. And there were 2 hits. They only needed 1. All right, so the Italian infantry will now fire back with 1 green hit die. And it was a miss. All right, and so for China's one combat move they have this round, they're going to bring 1 infantry from Qinghai and the fighter, the Flying Tigers from Qinghai, into Sikang to attack the 1 Japanese infantry there. So we'll take that over to the dice battle board. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to roll the 1 American Flying Tiger fighter for the blue with the blue hit die. We're going to roll the Chinese infantry with the black hit die. And we're going to roll the Japanese infantry with the green 2 hit die. So we can just roll those all at the same time. We'll see what happens. All right, the fighter hits The U.S., the Chinese infantry misses, and so does the Japanese infantry. All right, so for the non-combat moves, we've got the fighter that took out the German transport in Sea Zone 5 going back to the UK. We've got the bomber that bombed the industrial complex in Berlin going back to the UK. We have the Flying Tigers, Flying Tiger Fighter Division flying back to Shanghai. And we have the sub in Sea Zone 56 traveling 2 spaces down to Sea Zone 51. All right, so that'll conduct the non-combat movements for this round. Now we'll place new units. We have the 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 transport is going down to Sea Zone 10. The infantry and artillery went down into eastern United States. The battleship and carrier are going to go down in Sea Zone 56. All right, so that concludes the placement phase. The U.S. did not move up any IPCs for that round. The Japanese did move down from 39 to 38 because of losing Sea King to the Chinese. So the U.S. will collect 38 IPCs this round. And let's see what national objectives they might have obtained. They get 5 for Western, Central, and Eastern U.S. And they have 3 of, yes, Midway, Wake, and Hawaiian Islands. So they also get an additional 5 for that. So they'll have 48 IPCs again to spend for the next round. All right, so that conducts this U.S. round 2 turn, and China as well. So next up will be round 3, and it'll be Germany, and it should be Corporal Panda, who's doing a great job on this game. I'm sure LT will do a, probably do a, no pressure LT, but usually do a recap after each round. So, but anyway, so we'll see if you do that, and then we'll look forward to Corporal Panda's Germany G3 turn. So from the touring in Goldsboro, North Carolina, oh, sorry. Private Joe reminds me I always forget about the recap. All right, so here's the recap of the U.S. units. In the eastern United States, we have 1 factory, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. In Sea Zone 10, we have 1 transport. In Sea Zone 12, we have 2 destroyers, 2 transports. In Gibraltar, we have 2 infantry and 2 artillery. In the UK, we have 1 fighter and 1 bomber. In China, there's 1 U.S. fighter, and China also has 1 infantry division in Sea King. There's 1 U.S. infantry division in Alaska. There are 2 in the western United States, along with 1 factory and 1 AA gun. There's an infantry in Midway, an infantry in Wake Island, an infantry in Hawaii, along with a fighter. There is a sub in Sea Zone 51. And last, in Sea Zone 56, there is a battleship, cruiser, transport, destroyer, 2 aircraft carriers with 2 fighters. All right, so that will conclude this turn. So from the touring in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Captain Jack and Private Joe, over and out.